into big money very quickly. That's comprehensive health care. So my plan would take care of, I would get rid of Medicaid because I would roll, which would give us...
I think that's the number one reason for bankruptcies is people's hospitals.
Well, 50% of the people that file bankruptcy, they have, you know, health insurance. You know,
yeah, even with health insurance, even with it, I mean, it's still...
With health insurance, it's 50% of the people that file for bankruptcy have health insurance. Or, you know, it's because of, you know, health care bankruptcy, basically.
Yeah, so we could get rid of bankruptcy, and so, like, you're talking about a public option where anyone, any age, can buy into Medicare.
Exactly, and this would include...
Their deductible would be based on their income, right?
Right, and you know, they talk about, Paul Ryan especially, in his little videos, talks about that Medicare is going bankrupt and such, and he plays with the numbers, you know, plays around with... you know, like forgets all about time value of money, mixing and matching current numbers with, you know, 40-year-old numbers and everything else. We have fun with them in this video that I did. My videos are available on YouTube at John Russell 2012 on YouTube. But the point is, you know, people would have access. Everyone.
I mean, imagine no more bankruptcies we would probably get rid of, what, half the bankruptcies in this country?
Well, you know, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that in particular. But
I like to throw in different ways to look at it because, I mean, that might be an appeal to like a constituency you might not expect. I mean, that would be good for banks.
People, the fear of bankruptcy would allow people more latitude in making their life choices.
Totally.
Now, the other point is that, you know, like I said, Ryan talks about Medicare is going to fail, and that's why we have to privatize it, so we got to decimate it to save it. The deal is when you have healthy people, younger people like us buying into Medicare, that use very little in the way of health care, unlike the skewed nature of the 65 and older population that uses proportionately much more health care than people, say, in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. The fiscal status of Medicare would be instantly taken care of. And we wouldn't have to worry about it anymore.
Now,
business would benefit tremendously.
Oh, yeah, that's another good point.
Yeah, because in my plan, I would give, okay, so business could actually, so say you got a guy who sweeps floors, he makes a certain salary, so his premium would be relative to his W-2 take-home pay, W-2 pay earnings. And then you got an engineer, and he's got certain W-2 earnings because he's an engineer, so on and so forth. And the premiums paid for both those guys would be different. Now, the employer, because of their earnings, but the deal would be the employer could pay those premiums as a benefit, which would be much more cost-effective, probably in the neighborhood of 35 to 40% more or less expensive than buying private insurance, because that's the differential in efficiency between Medicare and private insurance offerings, you know, operations.
Yeah, because if you have a public option like Medicare, if you made it into a public option, that is, then they wouldn't have to pay big CEO salaries or advertising costs.
But they would force the private insurers, if they want to stay in the business, to be more competitive, to get rid of the fat.
That's why I was comparing it to the post office, because, I mean, there's still a UPS and a FedEx. It doesn't put them out of business.
No, they're not out of business. They may alter their, you know, their offerings product-wise, but, I mean, the point here being, we